Hello Internet, back again with another video. Yeah guys, I'm at work, and when I'm at work I cannot do long videos guys. I'm forced to do short videos because of the circumstances. Today's video is gonna be, my friends, about let's go continue this Roger Federer series. Roger Federer, why will he not win another major again? What kind of argument do I have for that? I'm gonna give some reasons why Roger Federer will not win another major. On number 5th place, guys, I have he has still to his top chief rivals, Nadal and Djokovic. They are still competing in a very high level. They have not declined. They are not as good as they were before, in my opinion, because they are at the mid-30s, both of them, both Rafa and Novak. Rafa is 34, Novak 33, but they are still playing very good tennis. They are still winning majors. Both of these two guys have won majors, 2 majors this year, one each. Rafa, French Open, Novak, Australian Open. And if we look at last year, 2019, they shared all the majors together. Rafa won 2, Novak won 2. So Roger still needs to compete with these two. And even though Roger has figured out Rafa Nadal outside clay the last couple of years, because Rafa has not defeated Roger outside clay since 2014 US Australian Open, 6 years, Roger has not defeated Novak, guys, since, in slams I'm talking about now, since Wimbledon 2012 semi-final. So we are talking about 8 years. So they're one of my arguments why I don't think Roger will win another major is because of his 2 chief rivals. He needs to go through these 2. In worst scenario, both of them, but for sure one of them. In Wimbledon last year, he almost did it. He almost went through both of them, but we all know what happened in that Wimbledon final against Novak Djokovic. So I can never imagine Roger going through both of them. Never. I really never believe Federer will defeat both of his 2 chief rivals in a slam tournament to win a title. I don't never think. He has never done it. Even though it was very close last year in Wimbledon, but it didn't happen. Anyway, that is on one of my reasons. On my 4th place, I have the youngsters, guys. The youngsters are defeating Federer much more than they are defeating Djokovic and Nadal, especially Nadal, because Nadal, we all know, he owns the young gents, and they are defeating. And not only the young gents, Federer is much more vulnerable against other opponents, and not only youngsters. It can be team. I know Team has defeated Federer 4 or 5 times. I think it is 5-2 head-to-head to Team or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Federer has problems against other players who are not major contenders, like Kevin Anderson, Millman, Dimitrov. I talked about this a couple of days ago. Federer has lost against these 3 in majors. He has lost against Millman in majors. He has lost against Dimitrov in majors. He has lost against Kevin Anderson in majors. And that is not the case with Rafa and Djokovic. Djokovic and Rafa has never lost against Dimitrov in majors. They have never lost against Kevin Anderson in majors. They have never lost against Millman in majors. And even Tsitsipas, who is a youngster, who is a young gun, a very upcoming superstar, that like we have talked about very many times, he has defeated Roger in a major. Did it the last year in Australian Open. So Federer's problem is not his big 2 chief rivals, Nadal and Djokovic. Other dudes are that as well. That is on my 4th place. On my 3rd place, I have Federer's consistency, guys. Federer is not as consistent nowadays as Nadal and Djokovic, especially not as Nadal. We all know that Federer can disappear in matches. We know that, guys. Federer can play like a machine for a match, and then 2 days later he can just be a Santa Claus. Do you remember what happened in the ATP Tour finals last year? He completely destroyed Novak Djokovic in that round-robin match. Completely abused him. Straight sets. And we were praising, we were hyping him to the 7th heaven. Federer was in the 9th cloud. What happened 2 days later? He destroyed Djokovic in Thursday. On Saturday, when he played the semifinal against Tsitsipas, Federer, he celebrated Christmas one month earlier. He just gave a lot of points away to Tsitsipas. Federer was a disaster against Tsitsipas in last year ATP Tour Final semifinal. So is it a guy, is it a dude where we can we trust in his level throughout the tournament? And ATP Tour Finals, it is a 1 week tournament. It is not a 2 week tournament. Grand Slams, guys, we all know you have to win 7 matches a course of a 2 weeks tournament in 5 sets. And I don't trust Federer that he will be consistent enough in a 2 weeks period of time where he will deliver match after match after match after match, where the competition will get harder and harder and harder as deeper you go to the tournament when it comes to quarters and semis and finals. I don't trust in Federer's consistency. Do you? Do you trust in Federer's consistency? That is on number 3rd place. Federer's consistency level, I just don't trust it. I just don't do it, guys. I don't do it. Not now. Not as 39 years old. I just don't. I just can't. I cannot lie in front of the camera. On our 2nd place, I have his age, guys. Guys, we cannot go against the biological clock. You are not as good of a tennis player when you are 39 years old comparing when he was 27 years old, when he was at his peak. Even though that Federer has a very fluent, very effortless, very aggressive tennis style, where he doesn't go long exchanges like Nadal, Djokovic, he still is 39 years old. He's not moving as great as before. He's not hitting his forehand as great as before. He's not even serving as great as before. Even though that he's doing all this good, pretty good, very good. He's doing that, but he's not doing those as great as before. He's not. When did Federer do a really great year last time? 2017, when he won 7 tournaments. 2 slams, 3 masters, and 2 500 class tournaments. That was the last time Federer really did a great super year, 2017. But he was not 39 years old back then. He was 35 years old, 36. 34, 35 years old. That's what this was back in 2017. It is a different, now he's 39. He's 3-4 years older, and he's not better now than he was 3 years old. So when he was 3 years younger. So Federer is not as good now as before. Federer is older, Federer is slower, Federer is not as consistent. That is on my 2nd place. His age. On my number 1st place, guys. This has to be on my top list. It is his mentality. I don't trust Federer in the Grand Slam final if he goes to a Grand Slam final. Do you? I don't care who he plays. It is not impossible for Federer to go to a Grand Slam final. Absolutely, it is not impossible. But do you trust that Federer will deliver in a Grand Slam final? Do you? Oh, have you forget that last time Federer won a Slam, 2018 Australian Open, he barely defeated Cilic in a 5-set. He barely defeated him. And he was younger. He was 36 back then when he won his 20th major back in 2018 Australian Open. And do you remember when he won that match? He cried like a baby. Why? Because he realized that this probably was my last slam. He knew that back then. He was so emotional. Cilic, all respect to Cilic, but Cilic is not any Nadal. Cilic is not any Djokovic. Cilic is not. He's a good, solid player, but he's not a machine. He's not a monster. Federer barely defeated him when he was 36 years old. So if Federer goes to a final, will you trust that he will deliver? No, I don't trust it. On my 5th place, it is Nadal and Djokovic. On my 4th place, it is the youngsters that Federer is much more vulnerable as. On my 3rd place, Federer is not as consistent as before. On my 2nd place, Federer's age. On my 1st place, Federer's mentality. I don't trust in Federer's mentality when he goes to a Grand Slam final. If he does that, which I doubt that he will do. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care and bye bye.